Alright, people. So, Simon Jordan on TalkSport, he actually tweeted about it on Twitter as well, that the reported purse splits, now this is all rumour based now at the minute, but there's obviously the big talk about is this Saudi, they're not saying it's a tournament, but let's just call it a tournament, that's what everyone else is calling it, which is going to feature Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, hopefully fighting in December, as well as having on the same night, or likely on the undercard, Joshua Wilder. I don't know why they don't just say undercard fight, maybe they feel it would, I don't know. But he basically said that the purses he's hearing are £90 million for Tyson Fury, quite a substantial amount of money. 50 million for Oleksandr Usyk, nothing to turn your nose up at, and 30 million respectively each for Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn simply tweeted a laughy face emoji. See, Chris Andre is in there with the reply as well. Shout out to you, Chris, every single time. So to read the article here on TalkSport, last month, Jordan first divulged that the Saudis were eyeing the possibility of staging Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, Joshua versus Wilder on the same night in December. This has since been confirmed as true by representatives from Joshua, Usyk and Wilder, with agent promoter Eddie Hearn even flying out to the Middle East last week for advanced talks. As of yet, the incredible complicated deal which would require the assistance of all four participants is yet to be closed. Jordan has now revealed rumours he's heard the potential purse each man could receive. 200 million. Now, we've heard other figures which are suggesting it could be actually as high as 400 million, which essentially you don't need to be a genius to work the maths out. That equates to 100 million each. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be that straightforward, because essentially you're talking about 50-50 all the way, and obviously don't get into purse splits, Fury, Usyk. It was just, yeah, let's not get into that. But 200 million he's basically talking about here, which is the rumour, is 90 for Fury, 50 for Usyk, 30 each for AJ. Wilder, which, I mean, at the end of the day, if that is, look, obviously we're talking about rumours at the minute. It could be more, it could be less, it may not even happen at all. I'd love to see it if it did happen. Obviously, all these guys being on the same card, you know, AJ versus Wilder, I mean, that fight in itself is a tremendous, like, that fight in itself is a standalone pay-per-view. Let's not beat around the bush here. That is what it is in the US and in the UK. So they are going to probably, like, as I said in midweek report, you know, with Fury versus Usyk potentially being on the same night as Joshua versus Wilder, and then basically being on the same card more or less, you're essentially taking two pay-per-view fights, putting them on the one. So essentially, and with the amount we're hearing, you know, 200 mil being paid to, you know, a combined 200 mil being paid to the fighters, you know, obviously 30, 50, 90, you are going to have to charge some serious pay-per-view price to recoup it. Now, I said like 35 quid a couple of weeks ago when it was just being talked about, but when you think about it, it really is a 50 quid type job, because let's just say Fury versus Usyk is 25 quid pay-per-view and Joshua versus Wilder is 25 quid pay-per-view. They're happening on the same night. That's two pay-per-view fights happening on the same night, on the same card. They going to double that. I mean, they ain't going to play around. They're going to double that. So it would be a very, very substantial price, certainly over here in the UK and Ireland, and God knows what it would be in America. I mean, ballpark numbers. But if the money we're hearing there is true, then I think that we have a very good chance of getting these fights over the line. At the end of the day, could you just imagine it though? Just imagine the card. Joshua Wilder, co-main, leading into Undisputed Fury versus Usyk. I really hope it can happen. I really, truly do hope it can happen. I hope that Team Fury can say, right, that's a number we're happy with. Let's get this fight over the line. Because as I said once, I'll say it again. Fury has... It's apparent. Anyone denying it, just get the hell out of here. Fury ducked Usyk for that April 29th date. Clearly. Kept moving the goalpost, said he wanted this. Okay, Usyk agreed. Wanted something else, moved the goalpost. Take the rematch clause out that he insisted on there being, right? I don't doubt that for the right amount of money, if the Saudis said, right, we're going to start writing figures, let me know when you're happy, he'd fight Usyk. It's not about Fury being afraid of Usyk, you know, knocking him out brutally or the damage that Usyk could inflict. He's afraid of the fact that he could lose, he could take an L, and at the end of the day, we've seen with Joshua, the minute he took an L, and obviously that L was unexpected against Andy Ruiz, it just went downhill flat out. And Fury has built himself to a stage. He didn't come up like Anthony Joshua in a sense of didn't win Olympic gold medalist, wasn't, pushed by Sky, wasn't promoted by Eddie Hearn, to the hills. Joshua had this big following from the get-go. Fury, he won his title against Klitschko. People were still not really talking about him. He wasn't on any of these, mainstream shows or anything like that. He goes away, has his ban, comes back, has a draw with Wilder, and then the popularity creeps up to the point now where he's making very good money fighting people like Derek Chisora. And for Fury, I guess with him, it's a case of risk-reward. I can fight a Francis Ngannou, make the same amount of money that I'd make for fighting Usyk with no risk. Ngannou's not going to beat him. So he's thinking of it from a business point of view, but at the same time, he's trying to sell and spin this narrative, as is John Fury, that for some reason it's Oleksandr Usyk who's the problem, and it's Usyk who's being unreasonable and doesn't want this fight, which is furthest thing from the truth. I mean, you only have to see the actions of Usyk to indicate he tried his best to make this fight, but man can only take so much when the goalposts keep getting moved before you say, right, this guy don't want it. But now we're hearing about this Saudi deal. If this is the case, and we're hearing, maybe it's more, maybe it's less, I don't know. But if we're hearing numbers in this region, surely this is enough to get Undisputed over the line. And as I've said once, I'll say it again. I don't give a damn who wins between Fury and Usyk. I really don't give a monkeys. All I care about is that we get to see an Undisputed champion. I've wanted this for the longest. I want it in all the weight divisions, but the heavyweight division in particular is my favourite division. It's my go-to division. I love the heavyweight division. I want to see an Undisputed champion. 1990 flipping 9, Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield 2 was the last time we saw an Undisputed heavyweight champion. We haven't even had an Undisputed fight since then. So for God's sake, let's try and hope to God 2023 is the year that we get it, even if it happens to be in December. Hopefully both guys, if they do fight in the summer, can get through them unscathed. Fury, I'd love to see him fight Zhang. I think that'd be an interesting fight. I'd rather see Usyk versus Hrgovic, to be fair. I think it's a more intriguing fight than against Dubois. I think that's just lamb to the slaughter, I'm afraid. But I hope it culminates in Fury versus Usyk. And, the added caveat, Wilder versus Joshua. I mean, that's a tremendous fight in of itself. It has so many possibilities, that fight. I mean, it's really different. That's a fight where even if it's boring, you'd be entertained, not because of the amazing boxing that's going on, but you just realize you'd be watching it just thinking, any second now a right hand's gonna land, or any second now Joshua's gonna throw an uppercut, and boom, you wouldn't be able to take your eyes off it. So I want to see it. I hope it's true. I hope these rumors have a lot of validity to them, and I hope that we get to see it. And obviously I'd like to see all the guys get paid well, of course. It's prize fighting at the end of the day. So let me know your thoughts on these reported purse splits that Simon Jordan's talking about. Eddie Hearn, as I said, the laughy face emoji. But let's have a talk about it in the comments. Let's see, what do you guys think in the comments below? You think that these purse splits are fair if they're real, or do you think that this is all bull? Oh, I almost said it there. Do you think this is all BS and that we're not even going to get this heavyweight thing? That this is all just, a front to try and get us all excited and then to steer us in another direction again? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video, people. Smash the like button. Oh, and I must remind you, little after 8 this evening, me and Jamie, the Dream Team, on Jamie's channel. I'm going to leave a link to it in the comment section. I'll also leave a link in the description. Me and Jamie going to preview Canelo versus John Ryder as best we can on Jamie's channel. We're more going to be talking about what Canelo does from there, to be honest with you, because the kind of preview is, let's just hope John Ryder comes to win and make an effort rather than survive, and move it swiftly on. That's going to be on Jamie's at 8 o'clock. I'll talk to you then, people. Smash the like button on the way in or on the way out. Peace.